Welcome back. Welcome back. We are excited to be here with our final guest speaker of the day, Sandra Pelley, the Sandini, the author of a spiritual how to. Sandra walks with what's next women who sense there is more before they can name it. Born and raised in the mountains, she carries a deep trust in natural rhythms and experienced living, moving through the world as the keeper of the inner dragon flame and the galactic shaman. With a foot in many worlds, she weaves portals where the invisible becomes felt, trust is restored, and old stories soften, and a truer way of living begins to move through the body. Welcome, Sandra. It is our honor. It is a privilege to get to hear you speak and share your wisdom with us after having such an amazing event. To be able to hear from you, from your heart, is going to be quite the gift.
Thank you. I appreciate you. I just really wanted to start with saying thank you to everybody for being here, and thank you for your kind words there, Christina. I would like everybody to truly just take a couple breaths. Yeah, feel that. Feel the naturalness of that. And now I'm inviting you to take a breath as your little you, as your inner child. Feel the difference. Now I'm inviting you to take a breath as your inner dragon. Feel what that did to your body. Take note that when you were breathing naturally, you are breathing naturally. When you were breathing as that inner child, that little you, there was definitely a difference. And regardless of how you describe it, I imagine everybody might describe theirs differently. I know for me, my little you feels excitement. It feels something like the breath feels so much different than the natural breath because I'm paying attention to my inner child, my little you. And it is so the same thing with regards to the inner dragon breath. I actually, when I breathe in my inner dragon, I feel that chest lifting. I feel my shoulders going back. I feel this, I want to say settling in, and the word heavy comes up, but it's more like this light settling in. Like, and it's not the word light as in a light in a light bulb, and it's more of a sense of feeling. I feel this lightness, but I feel this settling in. Like I just really feel all parts of me have come to be right here. Do you feel this as well? Do you feel your little yous? Do you feel your inner dragons with those breaths? Love to see that in the chat if you did, please. Oh, I love that. Heavy, hot breath. uh, I want to take this a step further. You all have an inner dragon within you, period. You just do. It's always been there. It's so interesting because we heard a speaker yesterday at the end of the day that spoke about how the dragons are awakening. And they are. They're really deciding that, you know what, mankind is ready to have the experience with dragons that we've been waiting for them to have. And this is part of it. This has been what I have been put on this earth in this time to do, is to show you that you have an inner dragon within you. And it is a powerful, powerful place to be. With that in mind, recognize that as we've grown up, our little yous have really dictated our lives in a really powerful way. It's why we keep thinking to ourselves, why am I doing this? Or something along the lines of that, right? And our beautiful inner dragon energy has been like, okay, well, let's do this. And then we'll have this moment of, oh, wow, I can't believe I did that. Well, that was your inner dragon energy coming through to really assist your little yous. So recognize that these parts have been a part of you very, very powerfully all along. And I'm just loving some of the words that I'm seeing over in the chat about the inner dragon. Little me, spunky with shoulders dancing, inner dragon, really long, deep breath. slow head turn. And yeah, physically you're feeling the energy of this inner dragon. Loving that. Ancient wisdom awakening, just feeling the power of this inner dragon. So I'm consciously wanting you aware in 3 simple breaths. And our previous speaker spoke about breath, right? In fact, a couple people have. So it's those simple, simple breaths that we're doing, okay? I want to take you deeper into this. I offered as the free gift giveaway the 7 questions, and I'm going to walk you through them in a sense. So just bear with me here a moment. What I'd like you to do is to close your eyes, take that dragon, that beautiful inner dragon's breath again. Allow yourself to open your heart. Allow yourself to step into the energy of being in the space of I am open. As well, start to sense and feel this inner dragon. Now, this inner dragon may be literally inside you, or it could be outside of you. There is no right or wrong. It's just where is the energy showing up for you? Witness this dragon and however it wants to come into the existence of your being in its awareness. Take a moment to breathe life into your inner dragon and your personal awareness in this connection. Invite your personal inner dragon to describe itself to you. I'll say that again. Ask your inner dragon to describe itself to you. Acknowledge what it has said to you. And I'd like you to take this a step further and recognize the mirror that it is showing you who you are as well. Okay? Come back into this space. Feel that this inner dragon is very much a part of you. I see some are sharing possibly already in the chat, so feel free to share in the chat. And this is the first question of what I've offered in my free gift. Okay. Now, this was a very personal, very intimate slice of the pie, I guess you could say. It was a slice of the pie of the wheel of life, whatever it is, right? Of the 7 questions, although most pies are cut in 8, not 7. We'll adjust that a little piece of pie for ourselves, right? And this first question is that part where you actually start to honor that part of yourself and acknowledge that is within you, that you have this part of yourself within you, okay? I know that this is also a very intimate feeling. I will share with you what mine looks like. However, first I'd like to say that when you step into doing the interview and the YouTube videos that I provided in this, that what I'm showing in there is what the inner dragon is for humanity, I'm showing you now how to take each of those questions and do it for you personally. Okay. My inner dragon has shown up from the soles of my feet and goes up through the very energy of who I am. I can also tell you a whole bunch more about my inner dragon. However, I've had almost what, a year and a half of experience with this inner dragon, 2 years, 2.5 years with this inner dragon now. So I'm very much more um what's the word I want to use? Very much more acclimated, I guess you could say, to my inner dragon energy. Christina, you got an image, not a feeling. Would you like to speak to that?
Yeah, I was fully expecting some sort of emotion or something to come through. And instead, when you said, like, show me, or I can't remember actually how you said the question, but I instantly got this very broad, like hunkered down kind of feeling. And then you know how you might see an animal come out of water and they kind of shake their scales and they kind of and they go, I don't even know how to making sounds up now, how to explain that. But that feeling, and then instantly saw, like, I want to say, like, crystallized nails kind of like ripping at the ground and sort of like frilling its, I don't know, it wasn't like predator like, but it was very much like what you might see an animal kind of like all their little sensors kind of come out. It just was really different than what I was expecting.
Thank you
Yeah.
so, so much for sharing that. And I want to expand on that for the anybody who's listening. Recognize that it will likely come across in possibly a way that you didn't expect. And that's okay. You know, that Christina didn't have a feeling, that's okay. If what you got was feelings and you didn't see a dragon, that's okay. The dragon is going to meet you where you're at right now. And the image that Christina just gave us with hers is I really got the sense of almost like the kitten when it's doing this, the cat when it's doing that. And that's what I got the sense of with her dragon and the energy of those claws. Anybody else like to share? If not, that's fine. Write it in the chat too. That helps. Okay. So take a breath. Feel into the energy of that beautiful inner dragon again. Recognize what it has said when it told you what it was. Feel the acceptance and acknowledgement within yourself of this beautiful inner dragon that is a part of you. And ask it to describe its strengths for you personally. Why is it here for you? Why is this beautiful inner dragon here for me right now? Yeah. Acknowledge this. I think it's really important to acknowledge this because, again, this is creating and strengthening the relationship that you have with your inner dragon, okay? Mine very much is here to lead me in my journey of bringing inner dragon awareness to humanity. It truly is. Um, and then on a personal side, I can feel this energy in my sacral and my solar plexus. So there's some energy there that's like it feels very cauldron like, which is very powerful. Christina, you said to carry me. Alan's was the why explains. Oh, it just flashed by. Alan, you want to come on camera or come out here? That'd be great.
Yeah,
The
that's
thing
fine.
moved too fast.
Well, when you were asking what we got with the first question, I wasn't sure if exactly how to explain it or even if I was really getting that answer correctly because when I asked the dragon to describe itself, it just snorted and turned away. And it's like, okay, well, that's kind of interesting. But then when we get to the second question, why are you here? It's like to help you get into that position of putting yourself first rather than last. So I know that I'm always in this position of putting everyone else ahead of me and taking care of myself last. And the message here is turn that around.
Holy cow. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing that. Powerful. Very powerful. Yeah. Jackie said to help me with change. Yeah. And Jackie's was also told that she was loving and caring. Yeah. Very, very powerful. So let's go back into this beautiful energy. By the way, that was question number 2. What is your strength as the inner dragon? So let's go back into this beautiful, beautiful energy, acknowledging that beautiful inner dragon. Know that your little you is definitely there as well. It's just this beautiful, beautiful relationship with all of you, but really paying attention and giving respect and the honor that's due to your beautiful inner dragon. Feeling it, witnessing it, being grateful for its describing itself, plus telling you why it's here, what are its strengths to help you with. What is your inner dragon's weakness when it comes to you? What is its weakness when it comes to you? Isn't that interesting? Hey, I know for me, my inner dragon said that I want so much for you. So even in it just saying that, you know that it's going to do everything that it can to make sure that that happens because that's a weakness of it, right? So pay attention to what's coming across here. What does that kindness and elevation and perception mean for you, Christina?
Um, when it first came through, it was like this sensation of being carried, and then it kind of elevated. It was like, no, actually, it was for a different perspective view. Um, and then I don't know, maybe the question resonated differently. It felt more like the way in which when I asked the question of it, it sat more with a when it comes to me, what is your weakness? And what came back was my kindness.
Oh, so it expressed for you what it saw in you versus you it expressing to you what its weakness is.
It well, I think I think my I heard the question maybe, or I internalized the question as when it the dragon's weakness when it comes to me is my own kindness. So the dragon's weakness when it comes to me will be my kindness in its ability to help me. So therefore, my kindness is in the way potentially of me getting the help and support I need of my dragon. That is how it's resonating with me. And it might be that, like Alan, it's I'm very, very selfless, but I also recognize that selflessness is a passion of mine, and it's not really it's very self first. When I love others, I love to love on people, and I'm actually being kind of selfish by doing that. But that overexertion of kindness, I'll give to anybody, and people who really need to be filled up will come and take a lot from me. And I think in those moments I'm probably not able to be helped the same way. That's how
Mm,
that lands for me.
Thank you so much. I'm really glad that you came on and expressed further to walk the group through that. Jackie, how about yourself? I'd love to hear a little bit more about what you said. There is no right or wrong, so I'm just loving what's coming up here.
Basically said, I don't have any weakness. I am here for you. And I'm saying, huh? You know?
Can I express back to you? At the beginning of this, remember that I said when we asked it to describe itself, that I then was directed to tell you guys that it's showing you a mirror of itself. It is wanting you to step into the energy of recognizing you have no weaknesses. Okay.
Thank you. And when I got an image and it was green and it said, I have purple eyes. And I'm thinking, no, I'm not going to share that in writing. Am I going cuckoo?
You know what? I thank you for saying that out loud and then actually telling us and then saying that out loud, because I really want everybody to recognize that the circles and the people that I know are safe spaces and you can say whatever you want. Okay. Thank you so much, Jackie. Yeah. And I want to just go a step further. I was doing a summit. Actually, it was a 3-day paid event. People paid to come be a part of it a number of years ago. And in that process, we were connecting with some sort of guide. And I don't remember the whole nuts and bolts of it. And one person was like, "Well, I'm definitely not telling anybody what my guide is that came through." And it ended up being like this cartoon character, and everybody else was having all these wah kind of guides, and hers was this cartoon character. So she didn't want to say at all what it was, but she finally did divulge. And truly, you guys, what shows up for you is your information for you. And again, this is a safe space. And when you find safe spaces to talk about this stuff, you actually empower yourself even more. So, Jackie, by telling us that it had purple eyes, I love that. Like everybody got to go, ooh, with you rather than, whatever you thought they might have reacted like. We all went, woo. I wanted to expand on that. I appreciate you. Yeah. So that was question number 3 of the interview. Again, I'm just highlighting these. When you go and grab this gift of the Inner Dragon interview and the 7 questions that opened the path. Yes, it was initially geared towards humanity, but I've geared it down to you taking a look at what each of these questions are for you. And then to this, what we're doing here right now is taking it even more intimately inside ourselves. So this next one, I'm inviting you again to close your eyes, take a few breaths, your normal breathing. Taking the inner dragon breath. And ask your beautiful inner dragon to describe you personally. Who am I to my inner dragon? I'm also asking you to accept that, to trust that, to believe that. It sees you. Your little you sees you. You're the only one who may not be seeing you. If this question brings up emotion, you are being witnessed. You are being seen. Okay? Thank you, Jackie, for writing your comments in here about how your dragon sees you. Caring, confident, and supportive. Beautiful. Yeah. Brings up a blank. Would you like to speak to that? No. Yes. No. What the heck? Let's go into that, because just like the little pieces that have already happened along here, you'll notice that there's learning curves. Just like with Jackie with the purple eyes for the inner dragon, there's learning curves. It brings up a blank. This is like, okay, so
Not speaking to it because it's blank. It's not that I can't. It's just blank. Yeah.
okay. So I now let me approach this. Like, I can go into this as in Sandra Pelley and Christina De Souza, and I know you and you know me, and this is what I see, and this is what I've been saying to you. Da, 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 da. However, I
For the
really,
audience.
yeah, exactly. No, but this, okay, so this is where the coach who knows somebody gets out of the way. Okay. So Christina, what does that blank, first of all, feel like to you?
It feels quite neutral. Like I don't have any emotion coming up around it. It's almost like not ready to say yet. It's like my dragon's contemplating. Um, yeah, I don't feel any emotional charge around it. It just really just kind of like, hey, taking a moment. All right, patience.
And I love this. And I'm glad that I got out of the way, because I could have gone in and said da 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 da, which I'm not going to do because this is you and me in a public forum. If you and I were alone, I would probably go da 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 at you. Having said that, I love what I allowed and gave space for you to put to voice, because what you put to voice is so very, very important. It is the acknowledgement of being right where you're at, and maybe one of two things is occurring. One is that the dragon really doesn't have anything that it wants to say to you in this current space. Or possibly the other one of that is you're not ready to hear it, because it's going to tell you how incredibly awesome you actually really are. And you're not ready to be willing to be in that space and listen to that.
Yeah, she's talking like we know each other.
Now, for those of you who are coaches, do you see what I did there? Yeah, yeah. Okay. And I love the energy of all of what just happened there, Christina. And what I would say to anybody, and yourself included, is go pull a card. When we're done, go pull a card, pick a favorite deck, pick a book, pull a sentence, whatever it is, leaf through your pictures. Just allow yourself to be open to whatever comes up. Because I honestly do think, Christina, you are more than ready to hear how incredibly awesome you are. And let me put this down to a little bit more here. You hear this all the time. You've been hearing this for years, how incredibly awesome you are. What your dragon, your inner dragon, is asking of you is to really go, okay, you know what? I'm ready actually to accept that that is who and how incredible I really am, and I'm ready to walk that path in that energy, because when I choose to step into that path and walk in that path, everything that I am doing, the coach that I am, the human being that I am, is going to amplify in really magical ways. And I can speak from experience, personal experience of that. Because when I accepted how powerful I truly am, I and those who've been with me for 6 years, 7, 8 years can attest to that. Witnessing you, I see how ready you are to step into who you truly are. Even though you've truly been that all along, it's you going, okay, yeah, I am that. I am that I am.
Yeah, that really resonates. I think I think that it probably resonates with all of us and on some level that we already know that we know, and it's almost like we're waking from slumber. And that pause or that leaning in, um, the world of dragons is as for as long as I've known you is still in this newness with everything else that is, I was being told that I was woo long before I would even go like, I don't even know if I know what you're talking about. Like everybody's definition of woo. I didn't even have that yet. To kind of go like, what does that even mean? So yeah, thank you for holding that space and giving room to put that to voice because nothing was wrong. Um, that's really sat with me from what you just shared was there's nothing wrong and there's this readiness and I can really feel that. There's this acceptance that is happening and there's this pause to let that sink in. So that with that first step, it is powerful, that it is authentic. I really love that. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Christina. I do want to highlight too, Ruth Ann wrote in the comments, and this is another piece, one who doesn't know her worth. I know Christina intimately. I know she knows her worth. It's her stepping into um, acknowledging for herself that she is just that valuable. And your statement, who doesn't know her worth, one who doesn't know her worth, could be that person who is drawing the blank and doesn't recognize their worth. So what you said, Ruth Ann, is very powerful as well. Okay. Does anybody else have something to share about their experience with this part of being described? I know it's so deeply personal. It truly is. I got small and asleep. Laura, would you like to speak to? I took a breath for you. Would you like to speak about that? Are you comfortable speaking about that?
Um, sure.
Okay.
I wasn't here for the whole practice, but
No,
I
I saw
just
that. That's
tuned
fine.
in
Yeah.
for the breath and this last one. And at first I saw like an eye in my visual, and then I don't know why I got small. And then I
Okay.
asked for something else, and then that's when I got asleep. So
Okay, so
wow.
let me just kind of recap where we're at. I asked us each to do the natural breathing so take a natural breath. Take a breath as you're in your little you, your inner child. Notice the difference. Take a breath as your inner dragon. Feel the difference. What we have done until the moment that you came in was we were just walking through some of the steps of my gift, which I've offered, which is the Inner Dragon interview, and it's 7 questions. And you came in basically at the tail end of one and the beginning of this other one. And the question that you came in fully into was where the inner dragon was describing who you are personally. So when you feel into this little bit more knowledge of what I've just told you, do you understand that I got small and I just got to move my thing out of the way here. Small and asleep. Do you understand what it's saying to you now?
Yeah. Yes, as for the smallness, I don't know about the sleep part, but the
Okay.
smallness, yes.
Okay.
I'm
And
definitely, yeah.
I love this. So just to broadly to the group, you will notice that for the most part, those of us who are in here as guest speakers, oftentimes we leave our camera on. And by no means am I saying you got to come into rooms and have your camera on. That is one of the things that we can start to do that are small steps, though, of seeing ourselves. So when it's your dragon, your inner dragon, um, gave you the impression of being small, it's asking you to start to see yourself. Okay.
Okay.
Again, that doesn't mean you got to come into the room and have your camera on. I'm just using that as the example. Okay. Now, that asleep part, that could be a can of worms, or it could be just the next step. An example of this is a number of years ago, I started to write in my morning pages that I am the clear channel. And when I started to write that, believe me, I started to get questions from people that like I was like, holy cow, do I even have the ability to answer these spiritual questions? Because I had asked for that, and then it just kind of landslided from there. So when it says, or it's showing you that you are asleep, it's the level of awareness that you're currently in and what it might look like on the other side if you chose to walk in more awareness. Does that make sense to you? And can I please expand from that?
Um, can you expand, I guess?
By all means. So if you have a chance, I would definitely go back and listen to every one of these calls, like even the ones just today, because the the awareness is just in the way that we are speaking. So if you are saying things to yourself that aren't very nice, that's staying asleep. That's staying down in the mud. That's not rising to the power of everything that you can be. Um, what's another good way to describe this? I made a decision a couple years ago that I wanted to move out of human awareness and into a much, much wider expanse of awareness. Because I did that, the um, the inner dragon energy came in. So that really kind of shook up my world. I love what Christina wrote, dormant to what is possible. I alluded to that as well, right? So it's wherever you are currently at on your spiritual journey, there is likely a step that you could do that would start to have you moving into more awareness, being more awake. Okay, does that help?
Um, it 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 does. It started to make more sense. Um, when the first example, when you said if saying nice things to yourself, that is being asleep. Can you expand a little bit more on that?
For sure. So I like what Christina wrote in the chat again too. Asleep is not closed, just not aware. So in my in my own spiritual journey of deciding, first of all, that I had no idea what a spiritual journey was, and so I looked to see what it was, and there was nothing out there. So I figured I'd better write down whatever I learned along the way. And in that, I recognized how I was talking to myself, and I was saying very mean things about myself, and I was buying into what other people were saying about me because I was already doing it anyway. Okay. That doesn't mean necessarily that I'm asleep at the wheel. It just means that before I became aware that I was doing this, I was asleep to that. I just wasn't even aware of it. So it's more about if you interchange asleep with aware or unaware, then that is more possibly in the language that you might understand. Does that make sense? Does that help?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. There could be some things in the that I'm just my subconscious I'm not fully seeing yet.
Right. And in all honesty, we can make the rest of the call all about this because it is so powerful. My recommendation though is really to go back and listen to the different callers or the ones that you feel pulled and drawn to listen to and hear what they're saying about the small things, the small steps, how to start to shift out of that. And even you just going, hey, I got small and asleep, you have already started to shift out of being small and asleep. You have come here, you have put to voice, you've spoken your truth right now about this, and you are already activating yourself, if you will. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. And yeah, very, very powerful. I appreciate that. Thank you for just being vulnerable because that was a very vulnerable place to be at. Just like when Christina said about being blank. I mean, I could have gone off on a whole different direction with that, right?
Mhm.
You you felt comfortable being in this space, saying small and asleep, and being curious about what that might mean. And that's such a powerful place to be because that is means you are waking up. Okay.
Thank you. That it was really hard
Yeah, I imagine it
to
was.
even voice it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, and thank you for doing that because you know what? One of the things we as humans learn is that we're not alone, and that if somebody else that's not how it wants to come through. If I am feeling this way, it is likely somebody else is feeling this way. So you've just opened up the possibilities for numerous amount of people just by doing that. Okay. Thank you.
much.
Yeah. Everybody take a breath. So that was already questions 1 through 4. Right? And it is truly as simple as that to connect with your inner dragon. Let's do one more. Okay. So taking a breath, feeling into that inner dragon breath. So feel the expansion. Ask your inner dragon what it can teach you. What can you teach me, dear inner dragon? Yeah. And you know what I'm really, really loving to see, and I probably could have mentioned this, is have a pen and paper handy when you come to do anything with me. Yeah. Those who know me always come with pen and paper in hand. Yeah, feeling into the energy of that. Yeah. Yeah. Love Allen's is How to Stand Firm in My Truth. Very powerful. Christina's was How to Be a Dragon. Jackie's Not Fearful of Anything. Boom, hey? How to Be Brave Without Breathing Fire. Wow, that's a whole big kettle right there, right? That is probably the biggest change that I've noticed in myself. I'm an in your face, tell you how it is person. I have learned how to do that without being the okay, I never want to talk to you again person. People now listen to me because that's what I'm hearing in that comment, Barb, is that how to be brave without breathing fire. I would breathe fire versus how to actually speak to people, and yeah, very, very relatable. Um, so you guys can all really energetically feel the magic of what this inner dragon energy is, right? I'm not going to do them. I do recommend you go and grab that interview. It comes in a beautiful Google Doc for you. It tells you how to copy and paste it so you got it in file for yourself. It has the links for all the YouTube videos because I actually had this incredible experience when I was forced to sit down because my truck broke down. I had to I was put in the position where I had to sit down and ask these questions because I asked, what am I supposed to be doing here? And it said, ask these questions of the inner dragon for humanity. And now I'm bringing them to you guys. So that's what this interview is all about. The last two is how can I best learn and work with inner dragon? And what is the potential of myself and inner dragon, the relationship with my inner dragon? And I'm not going to get you guys to sit in the energy of do that. Please do that in your space. The VIP gift is Inner Dragon Gathering, where we're going to, again, dive a lot deeper. What's involved or what's included in that interview are such incredible tools. Those tools are 49 videos that send you off in this beautiful direction of a boot camp. Is the boot camp included on there? Gosh, I might be out speaking here. I am out speaking. At the bottom of this is actually a Discover Your Dominant Inner Dragon. That's at the bottom of the interview. Thank you. I got mixed up there for a moment. The dominant inner dragon is the one that has literally been walking you through life, and it is wild how accurate the dominant inner dragon is. So that is kind of where I'm going to wind up with letting you know about those. Where else do I want to go with this? I just want you to take a breath, first of all. Acknowledge and thank your inner dragon. Coming back into this beautiful space. And because this is the platform of growth in motion, and I'm the host of this beautiful event, I also wanted to share an offer because I am so, what's the word I want to use here? What's coming through here? I truly am very, very committed to assisting people in their growth. And I hope that you really get the sense of how sincere I am about that. So a further offer that I have for you is literally walking with your inner dragon and beginning to move with what is already guiding you. And that is really, you've opened up this conversation, you've started this conversation with your inner dragon. This has just been such a tiny taste of the magic that can unfold with it. I've been watching my intimate group working with and playing with their inner dragon over this last year and a half. And what I'm seeing, what I'm witnessing, the growth that I'm seeing, it spurred an intimate circle of another piece of this. And now seeing that group as well really start to lean into this part of themselves and watching them flourish. Some of them have been present here. So this next offer that I have for you, like I just said, the walking with your inner dragon, it is a 3-month offer where you're walking in awareness, relationship, and movement and integration of your inner dragon energy. And through that, we work also with 4 aspects of the inner dragon, which is the emotional, physical, spiritual, and self-identity, which came up in all the Get to Know You. It's part of who I am, part of what I do. And this is literally just a 3-month program. It's just to get in the door, a taste of what you can create for yourself, the relationship you can create with yourself over the next 3 months. It starts in May, and I've got a show price of $297. If this is something that interests you, I would just love for you to either reach out privately in the messenger, in the chat, and just say inner dragon, or drop me a message through an email or something like that, whether you're watching this here or in the replay. I would definitely love to have a conversation with you about that. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to remove my spotlight. Any questions or comments, any questions about what we've covered here today on my piece of this with the inner dragon energy? I'm going to do my shark, you guys. Christina.
Sandra, you have such a beautiful journey that you take people on, and the different layers and the different experiences you have. You have quite a few different um, experiences that are available that I don't ever hear you really actually talk about. Do you, or could you potentially share more about the pockets in which people can find you? Because this work really does. Um, just kind of saturate all parts of your life once you're open to it. And Sandra has lots of little tiny pockets where she just catches you right where you're at. Want to speak to that for a moment?
Yeah, sure. I appreciate that. Again, here's one of those moments where we tend not to shine a light on ourselves. So I love that you've asked me to. Truly, if you're still in the feel me, get to know Sandra stage, there are a couple areas. One for that's literally open to anybody is the Soulful Power Call. And if you are part of my group, the Soulful Empowerment, every Tuesday the post goes up that tells you how to come and be on that call. And that's a free call, and it's just meeting you where you're at. It's a support call. And there's not a lot of this type of work that we did today in there, but it's a place to get to know me. It's a place to get to know the people I'm around, right? I also have another free call that is literally geared towards business people, and that's the Soulful Business Call. And that happens twice a month. Another beautiful little pocket that takes that support and moves it into the business arena and from a spiritual. This isn't come and learn how to do a Google Doc. This isn't come and learn how to do MailChimp. This is more about this is what I'm experiencing. How can I move through this kind of piece? Like it's just so powerful. Another area that you can find a lot of information on me is YouTube. YouTube, Sandra Pelley, the Sandini. I have like I think it's possibly close to 400 videos up there that cover two different podcasts that I do, Step into the Light, Step into Your Life. And then the other one's the Dragon Tales. That's where the 7 interviews are housed. And then there are the pineal chakra activations that are happen once a month as well. They're there. Q&As that are just people from my audience. I put them up there as well. Just super powerful. I don't know. I don't know what else to say. Super powerful experiences where you can really step into the energy of learning, first of all, who I am, which I think most of you got a flavor of that over this week. It feels like a week, these 2 days. Yeah. Does that about cover it, Christina, or do you think I'm missing something?
I don't think you're missing anything other than what I would like to point out is that if you do start following and not just popping in here and there, what you're going to see is that Sandra is the most integral, congruent. There isn't a part of her life she's not willing to show you that she's living and walking the talk. And that type of transparency is so refreshing in a world of AI and marketing tactics and songs and dances that are these videos that just make life look so ridiculously not real. You're going to find authentic truth, real human being having real experiences, speaking raw truth. And it is so refreshing, so incredibly refreshing.
I'm
Any platform of following is incredible. Sandra is just everywhere. She is the queen of visibility.
Yeah, I have a TikTok channel too, guys. No, I want to speak to what you just said though, because I think it's really important to say this is when you look at whether you're on my personal profile on Facebook, whether you look at my business page on Facebook, whether you look on my Instagram, I've got two, the Sandini Sandra and the Mountain Mangler. And then the TikTok and the YouTube. I am mountain biking. I am camping with my camper. I am living my life. And Barb, especially here, and Jackie possibly as well, can really attest to how I bring in the everyday so that we can all learn from the everyday and move forward from there and learn from each other. And also, too, really bringing into the conversations that this isn't a conversation that I just bring in and it's all about me. The conversation is about us. It is always about us and we share. Like by no means do I sit there and teach you this. No, we actually have a conversation and all are the teachers in this. We all have something to learn from somebody else in this. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Christina. Yeah.
Oh, you make it very easy to talk about you.
Jackie, go ahead.
So you didn't mention the incredible you, which is literally that, an
That's right too.
incredible journey with Sandra. Every session is an adventure. And it really is because Sandra cares about each one of us individually. And when we get together in that session, it's all about growing and supporting each other. And she has, Sandra, I shouldn't say she, by grammar, let's say, how could you say she when the person is there? A way to bring out our strengths, right? Um, to identify who we truly are, taking everything into consideration, because many times sometimes we want to hide. But Sandra knows how to bring out the best of us and to help us grow and move forward. So,
Thank you.
Sandra, and thank you for this. This has been an amazing 2 days. I'm so happy that I could be part of it, not only to share, but to be here to, listen to and experience, not listen, experience what everybody had to share. So
Thank
thank
you so
you.
much, Jackie. Yeah.
And thanks everybody else. Thank you
Yeah.
all.
Go ahead, Barb.
And not to, anyway, just want to add on to what Jackie says that yes, and everything that's being said that Sandra, yes, you really do meet people where they're at. However, you won't leave us stranded there. And that shark does come out, and not to scare us, but it sort of gets us, if we're stuck on a paddleboard and that shark, it's like gets us going. It's like you do light a fire for us to find our light.
Thank you.
And move us forward. And also, it is very much a collaborative group. It isn't the Sandra Show by any means.
Yeah.
So,
And
love you all.
thank you, Barb. Barb wrote about the breathing fire. I'm not scared to get in your face. I'm not, as Barb can attest to. I think most of the people around me can attest to that. I will get in your face if it needs to be, if you need a shake up. You guys, this has been really super magical. Thank you. Thank you so much. Let's take a moment to close this circle. As I mentioned, reach out to me privately or whatever in emails. There will be more emails coming out, as well as the replays on YouTube, etc. Okay, so let's take a moment to take a few breaths. Feel how we are very centered, that the wisdom and the voices that have all come through over these last 2 days is very present in who we are, that there is actually more to come if you choose to step into that VIP. We have a gathering on Friday, and feeling this beautiful bridge. We opened yesterday morning. Yesterday afternoon, we had this beautiful bridge bringing us down to this morning or into this morning. We continued that beautiful flow to the natural conclusion of this part of this gift giveaway. We're walking with our heads high, our hearts open, and a willingness to observe self, myself, and an open invitation to step into that awareness and be truly who we were meant to be. A few more breaths to anchor that in. So it is. You guys are beautiful. I appreciate each and every one of you, listeners who are here and otherwise. Thank you. Take care, everybody.